Welcome, race fans. Round two of the All-Star Weekend. Xfinity race live from Charlotte. It's going to be action-packed from start to finish as the top six drivers in points race their way in for the first ever SBGH Turn 3 Racing League All-Star race to be held tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern. But first, catch all the action of the Xfinity race that helps those drivers transfer live next.
15's going to come down low. They're swapping places here at Gateway D. Oh my. 33 Roto all by himself. He's been struggling all night long. 15, 18. 18 down low at 15 looking in. 18's going to make a stick. 2 by 2. 18 and 15 on the backstretch.
I'm back. I see the three.
Nice land back or on the front side. Oh, they've been battling out for the past 5 laps here. These guys are going to have some massive eye back. Oh no! 15's up against the wall. The car just did not stick for him. Oh, this is not good. Action at its finest. Drama's falling out here at Gateway D.
I see that. Is that a caution that just came out?
Charlotte Motor Speedway.
So, what's your predictions today, there, Roto?
Man, it's hard to say. From the racing action that we seen last night up into from start to finish, I mean, it was racing all over the racetrack. I'm looking at the guy that ran third last night. I think he just cupped. I think he just got some bad breaks. He fought and battled all night long, and he's been my pick from last week. He's my pick to do it tonight and go back to back tonight. Tomorrow, that's going to be SBGH country. I think the man could just flat out get it done. He can will anything that he's behind. He's phenomenal on the racetrack and away from the racetrack as well. He's a pro in my book, and I enjoy having him on my race team and racing alongside him. And that's going to be my pick for tonight. It's going to be country. I think he's got a really consistent car, and I think he'll be okay.
Absolutely. And by the way, I am SBGH1 Bigger D here with Roto Storm. And we are going to give you the national anthem right now.
I'm going to do a pre-race interview with him, and then country, you can give a command, start your engines, and bounce after that.
Sounds good.
live here in just a few moments. These guys get started roughly around 8:45 Eastern. With us up in the we're going to do a couple of pre-race interviews right now. We've got a driver in here. We have SBGH Country 29. Country, man, you're my pick to win this thing. You was a week ago. You finished third last night in the truck race. I ran some practice with you a little bit ago. You got a really consistent car. Headed into tonight's race, you've got to you got to feel pretty comfortable about where you're setting in points. You had a few good stage finishes and had that third place finish, and not knowing where you are currently in points and not knowing if you got to make that last chance qualifier. How do you go in tonight's race, and what preparations have you made for that to get that transfer spot to the All-Star event?
Not knowing exactly where you're sitting in points, I think I'm sitting pretty good, but still not knowing. It's wide open the whole race. It doesn't matter if it's, obviously lap one, I'm gonna give some people room, let them figure it out, because we know how treacherous 3 and 4 is last night. That bit a lot of people. But last night just tried to keep my nose clean, got caught up in a couple of things, and actually ran a few people down that I didn't think I could have. Was able to draft with Big Joe and save enough fuel to make it to the end and got around him. And then the 22 truck ran out of gas, and that's how I was able to get to third place. But it's not knowing where you're at in points is a blessing, and it's a curse at the same time, because if you do the wrong adjustment with this race here with the Xfinity cars, they're so much more touchy than the trucks. I mean, if you got to go as fast as you can and you make the wrong adjustment, you could bite yourself in the rear.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what's going to make it interesting is none of the drivers racing know whether they are locked into the top 6 or not. Well, we will have a very special race hub tonight after the Charlotte race here at the Xfinity Series. And that being said, you will be the host for tonight's race hub, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, brother, if you would send me Chevy Man over. I'd like to talk to Chevy Man. If you want to give us the command to start your engines, you can go ahead and do that. And then just send Chevy Man over, and we'll talk chit-chat with him.
All right, will do. First annual 2019 SBGH Xfinity All-Star Drivers. Crank them up.
Thanks, buddy. Man, Big D, I'm excited about what's taking place here in SBGH Turn 3 Racing League. Man, the visions that we've had and the things that we've wanted to do is coming to pass. These drivers that we have are second to none. These guys are some of the best drivers I've ever raced with on the racetrack. I enjoy racing with them. This has been an awesome weekend so far. I don't expect tonight to be anything different.
No, and neither do I. I mean, we do have a driver in there that is not too familiar with the oval. Very, very dominant road course ringer, I would have to say, but he's here making his debut, and that's our very own SBGH Cyborg doing the oval racing, if you could believe that. Rhoda, what's your thoughts on our newbie out there in the oval world?
You know, that just tells me what SBGH Turn 3 Racing League is doing. A man that doesn't hardly ever do any racing on oval tracks, especially on NASCAR Heat 3. He caught wind of what I'd put in place and what I wanted to do over here for All-Star Weekend for all drivers in SBGH Turn 3 Racing. He caught wind of it. Here he is making his debut tonight on an oval track. It really speaks out, and it speaks loud to what SBGH in Turn 3 is. And a driver like Cyborg, and as dominant as he is on the oval course tracks, or the road course tracks, I'm anxious to see what he does tonight with these guys making an Xfinity Series debut. I will say that chances are he'll have to run the last chance qualifier to hopefully get that transfer spot over into the first ever All-Star event. But nonetheless, it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great show for him anyway. So to me, it just says what SBGH Turn 3 is about. We give people chances, and we don't turn hardly anybody away. We'll try you out in some form or fashion. Not everyone fits what we look for, but you know, they may fit somewhere else. So that's just where SBGH Turn 3 is. But to me, it speaks loud that we have Project Car 2 drivers coming over. We've added 5 or 6 new members within the past few days, and the racing's getting out there and people's hearing about it. So I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for Cyborg and his debut.
Absolutely, and you know, he reminds me of the way I watch you, Country, Chevy, all run the ovals. No matter what's thrown at you, you seem to find a way around it. If you go a lap down, you get your lap back. And Cyborg's that same mentality, but on road course. So it's going to be interesting to see. And he is my pick because I finally got him out of the booth, and I got you in here. I'm gonna have to go for him. And back over to you, Roto.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to do another pre-race interview for tonight's SBGH Turn 3 Racing League Xfinity race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, round 2. Here's the thing, and this is what makes this interesting, and I didn't just hit on it till just a few minutes ago. Nobody is for certain whether or not they're going to make the top 6. One bad run tonight for one of these drivers could ruin that opportunity and slide them into that last chance qualifier. But who we have and who we're going to interview now is our winner from last night in the Truck Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the round 1 winner. He kind of struggled early in stages, but just as Country did, he found his way to the front towards the end of the race and ended up winning the thing. We have SBGH Chevy Man. Chevy Man, welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Good to have you, man. We talked to Country a little bit, and I think one of the things that's kind of building hype to this whole thing is nobody knows for sure where they're at in points. We'll make that announcement tonight on a very special race hub. I'd like for you to be a part of. Country's going to host, but I want you to be a part of it as well. We'll make that announcement tonight, but in preparation for this race, not knowing where you set in points, how do you approach this race in hoping and in securing a spot in the top 6 for the Cup finale at Charlotte tomorrow night?
Well, I mean, obviously you want to go out there, and I'd like to win again. You know, back-to-back wins. I feel pretty confident I could get in off of those. As long it depends. If I have horrible stages like I did last night, crazy things can happen. But obviously, you just want to go out there and you want to put together the best race you can, and that's the thing with stage points, and it's a cumulative thing. So I mean, you got to do good in the stages. You got to do good overall. So I mean, yeah, I won the race last night, but I didn't do crap for stage points. So still, it's dicey. I got to go out there and just obviously run a good clean race, but I ain't out there to make friends tonight because we got to get points.
Yeah, and those stage points is what makes this whole league different. A lot of other leagues adapt to stage points, and we do just as what NASCAR does. But you have to be consistent, and that's what we set out to find when we set up the All-Star event was consistency through stages and race finishes. If you're going to be a representative of an All-Star, you're going to have to put together complete runs and make that top 6. So not everybody's going to make it. Not everybody's going to make it, but the top 6 in points after tonight we'll make that announcement tonight. Chevy, good luck tonight, man. I hope to see Bad Fast Motorsports. I'd like to see you guys make it. We'll send you back over. So you've got you got to get that up and going and have that driver's meeting if you haven't already. But good luck tonight, man. And we hope to talk to you after the race.
Thank you, guys. Yep. Hopefully I'll see you after the race.
Awesome. D, I'm so excited about this race tonight. Here's the thing. Nobody has any idea. I'm getting summons over to a different room. I will be right back. If you'll lock this room down and send me an invite, I'll be right back. I'll send it over to you, and I'll check over and with these guys, see what these guys are up to. Copy?
Copy that.
All right.
And as Roto has to step away for a little bit because he's needed in the driver meeting, some of fun facts of what we're doing here at SBGH would be our project car side of things, which you can go on our webpage, www.sbghostings.com. And you can also check us out on our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel. Um, by all means, we have right now we're finishing up next Saturday with our IROC series, and that is at 12 o'clock Eastern. We're running the 1969 um, Camaro Z28, the IROC series. We will crown a champion. If you want to check out the points there, it is on our webpage. And Thursday nights are our Micro Money League, our LMP. We have two more races in that, and that's Thursday nights at 8:30 Eastern. And then Sunday is our Chase for the Cup series, NASCAR on Project Cars, and that's at 12:30 Eastern every Sunday. Well, now we're taking this week off, so we're not running it tomorrow, but we are going to run it next weekend. And then our seasons, we did crown a Dirt Series champion. Congratulations, Blue Knight, for winning the Dirt Series. The Dirt Series League that just finished last night. And then we run our Cup Series here on YouTube Live channel, Shatterbone Game Hosting. Friday nights at 8:30 Eastern is the Cup Series. And Saturday nights, the Xfinity Series. And Sunday nights are the Truck Series. And with that being said, that's pretty much what we all got going. Some of the other fun fact news that we're doing, we are in the process of being able to download from Microsoft via our webpage Microsoft products. Like if you want to buy a game, you'll be able to go onto our webpage and download your latest Xbox games and get it loaded right up to it. As I see, I got Roto back in here. How you doing, Roto?
Yeah, we're good, man. I just had to bounce over there and give those guys a little bit of a pep talk. Sometimes that needs to happen, but uh,
Well,
the drivers are excited. The drivers during drivers meeting are asking who's inside, who's locked in the top six, and nobody knows. And there's so much uncertainty going into tonight's race. I think that's really going to pay. That, to me, that's huge. That's a huge factor in tonight's race on how you race this race. Do you race aggressively? Or do you race conservatively and try to get those stage points and get a good finish in tonight's race?
well, right. Another thing, I went over all the series that SBGH Turn 3 is going through, and I was about ready to touch on that this series, this All-Star series, we are paying out for the winner of the All-Star come Sunday will get $50 Microsoft money. Second place will get 30 and third place will get 20. And that has to play a little bit of a hype in tonight. Last night I think the nerves got to them because the racing was a little bit on the shaky side, but it was still a good show to watch. But I think last night after the nerves, you know what? Let's get settled in, and now the excitement. You know what? Hey, we got a goal in mind, don't we, Roto? I think we're gonna see an intense battle side by side. Swapping paint. I mean, I think it's gonna be a really exciting race tonight.
Yeah, I do too. I think that these guys is going to take a look at last night and kind of realize that the race last night wasn't really up to par for what our standards are. but I think that there was a lot of nerves going into it, and a lot of uncertainty on the drivers. And when you say All Star, these guys feel like that they've got something to prove, lap after lap after lap after lap, and that's not necessarily the case. That's not really what we look for. I don't mind if a driver leads every single lap, but also I don't care for a driver that leads every lap and has bounced off everybody getting to the front. And so, I think tonight will be a fantastic race. I'm going to put a number on it, say 6 or less cautions. So we'll see, what happens, but they are in one of their testing races at this point, so they'll be moving the qualifying here just momentarily, and we'll see what happens, but I think it'll be a good race.
I do too. I think it's going to be fun-filled, a lot of shuffling around, and I am going to have to, and I am picking Cyborg as the winner. I don't know how he's going to do it, and it's not very probable that he's going to do it, but he will come out with the win. Watch. Pretty bold words.
Yeah, that's yeah, they are, because I was in a practice with those guys earlier, and Cyborg was in that practice, and his I'm not going to say word for word and quote him exactly on what he said, but it was in the terms of these guys are bad fast. So there was some other things that was said, and of course, these drivers, man, they sometimes they just kind of let go, and man, they just make it fun. But yeah, I don't think he was too happy with his practice session that he ran. But all in all, I'm excited for him making a debut in the Xfinity Series, and we're excited for that. And I'm just excited to get these guys on the racetrack and get this race started, and to announce tonight who will be the top 6 drivers heading into tomorrow night's Cup race. But I can say this. Tomorrow, before the All-Star race, will be the last chance qualifier, and that last chance qualifier will be a stacked show in itself. It will be a stacked show in itself. Nobody knows for sure whether or not that they're in or they're not. Chevy just went live, so I'm going to check up on his mixer, but nobody knows for sure where they're at in points, what's going on. All they can do is just go in tonight and hope for a good run.
Right, and I do know that here's a man. Now, I don't mean to go back to Cyborg again, but I got to comment on what you said. Because he did say that, but I've also watched him and listened to him. Oh, I can't drive LMP cars. I'm not very good at it. And in practice, crash left and right. And when the green flag drops, oh my God, he goes into center mode, and he's a totally different driver. I'm just throwing that out there, and I hope he don't. I hope I'm right, but I'm optimistic as well. But in any case.
So right now, I'm just going to run through the leaderboard on the practice that they just put up, and your fast guys right now looks to be SBGH Sick, Blue Knight, Big Joe, Chevy Man, and SBGH Country. So that's the top 5 in practice currently. It's gonna be a show. I'm looking at those lap times, and they're all within 100ths of a second of each other. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this race plays out. I'm excited to call it. We cannot, D. I don't think that we can put enough emphasis on what this really means to SBGH Turn 3 Racing League. I mean, it's just a phenomenal opportunity for all the drivers that's eligible to run in it. And speaking of which, I do want to make an announcement, though, since we have a few minutes pertaining the Season 2 All-Star Race and qualifications for that. And I'll run through that real quick the All-Star eligibility for Season 2 and beyond, and this must be for any Cup-eligible driver. Drivers who have won a points event in either the 2019 Season 1 and or Season 2 seasons are eligible, as are drivers who have won previous SBGH Turn 3 Racing League All-Star race events and compete full-time. Drivers who have won an SBGH Turn 3 Racing League Cup Series championship, so we'll only have one going into next year's All-Star season or All-Star event, but that driver will be eligible. And then the SBGH Turn 3 Racing League Open, to happen before the All-Star event, we will transfer not one but three guys from that race. That's right, not one but three. That will be in 3 stages. Each one of the 3-stage winners will transfer in to the All-Star event. So that's going to be exciting in itself when we get headed into Season 2. We're about a third of the way in our current season, and it's going to be an exciting finish to the last several races that we have left. But that's the announcement for the requirements and things to race or be an all-star come next season. So
Exciting stuff.
I'm just excited. I'm excited about this race. Yeah, SBGH Turn 3 Racing League has really taken off. Man, it's prospered. Guys, I mean, we've got people reaching out to us. We're not a group that does a lot of promotion. If someone says that, hey, they're looking for a league, then we invite them to come and run. We're not a group that goes out and begs for drivers. We're also not a group that looks for numbers. We're a group that looks for professionalism. We would rather have 14 clean drivers and put on a good race with 5 cautions versus 25, 30 drivers with 15, 20 cautions. That's just the mentality we have. They are starting 10 cars in tonight's field, and looks like they're getting ready to complete qualifying. So I'll give a qualifying rundown here in just a minute. But any dark horse picks that you'd like to toss out as far as someone that may sneak in there and win this race tonight?
Oh boy, every one of them is capable of winning this race. So
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%.
As far as a dark horse, that would be a hard pick, right? Because, like I said, every single one of them can win. Now, one that has not been doing too well lately would have to be my pick. And that would be, I hate to throw that out there because I don't want to go down on anybody, but SBGH Sick is kind of off of his game right now, so I'm going to have to say the long shot would be, I can't pick Cyborg because I picked him to win, right? So I'm going to pick Cyborg to win and Sick is the dark horse.
All right, so your top 5 qualifiers. I'll go with top 10. Starting on pole tonight will be XX Blue Knight. Blue Knight will be our pole sitter for tonight's event. Starting second will be Osprey in the 74. Starting third will be SBGH Chevy Man. Starting fourth will be SBGH Country 29. Starting fifth will be SBGH Sick. Seventh will be Big Joe. Starting eighth will be SBGH Vaughn. Starting ninth will be SBGH Beal. And rounding out the field for tonight's Xfinity race here at Charlotte will be SBGH Cyborg. So these guys will be getting ready to go green. We should be getting an invite soon. You may have gotten that invite. I don't know.
Not yet. As soon as I do, I'll send it to you, though. Unless this is qualifying.
No, they set it up for. Oh, okay. All right, copy that. So.
There you go. There you go.
Yep, Chevy Man got it. All right. So here we go. I'm excited about this. I tell you, I'm super, super pumped. And
Absolutely, as they're doing their pace laps, waiting for us to get in. And as you see on the screen, we are loading up, getting ready to go green here. And as you see them running in the bottom part of the thing, they are doing pace laps. So therefore we can get the feed up and going, and then Roto's going to be calling this race. Well, I mean, I'm
yeah,
here
I've got
too.
to.
I'm here too. Don't worry. You know, you hear my roughly little voice. We'll be talking here.
Well, it ain't letting me. It ain't letting me join. So let me. I'm gonna have to. Got a little technical difficulty on my end. So I'll need another invite from you here just momentarily. But I will follow along on our in-car cam as this race gets ready to take off, and I'll call it from there until we can get me up and going in the booth. But no, I tell you, D, man, this is going to be action-packed all race long. I really feel that way. Yep. Yeah, I'll take that in just a second.
And as they still not went green, they are still on the pace laps going down the back straightaway, as you guys see it. And our in-car camera is Chevy Man in the number 15 car. And we also have, I know you see Roto there, he's elected to come up in the booth with me. The 01 car would be SBGH Country. The number 55 is SBGH Cyborg. We have the 0 car, SBGH Chevy Man.
There we go.
6 in SBGH will be sporting 76, and it does look like
They should be going green next time by. So,
they're off one more lap for us, so you should be able to get in before this thing. And we have blue
yeah, I'm
in
loading
a
up.
52 car. Check your 6. I do believe he is sitting out tonight, so let's hope that
That's
he
my
has
fault on that, D. Blue Knight's actually in the 9 car.
Blue Knights in the 9.
That's my,
Okay.
yeah, it's my fault. I was thinking we was in the trucks from last night, and that's my bad there. But so
Blue
I'm
Knight's
in.
got pole
We're gonna be.
position.
Yes, he is our pole sitter for tonight's race, and
Where's the growth? Let's go race.
this is going to be a good race, folks. Welcome, SBGH Turn 3 Racing League, Xfinity Series of Charlotte Motor Speedway. These drivers are trying to make a transfer into the Cup race tomorrow night in the All-Star event. As we are going green, green flag is out. Looked like the 9 car might have jumped a little bit there, D. I don't know. We'll have to see what race officials does about that, but they're coming out of turn 2, D, as they come down the backstretch, 2 wide, 2 by 2, heading into turn 3. Out front, Blue Knight in the 9 car, followed by the 0 of Chevy Man, the 88 of Sick, the 74 of Osprey, and rounding out the top 5 will be the 0-1 of Country, SBGH Country 29. Coming into turn 1, D, as they come single file. Man, these guys are putting these cars around this racetrack. This race in action is amazing right now. Much better start than what it was last night's truck race. Zero, man. Chevy Man looking in the inside there. He's just got the door shut on him. It is a long race, and these guys have went single file. There he goes. Chevy Man looking to go to the front. Is he going to be able to clear him off of turn 4 here? No. Blue Knight gets that run off of the backstretch. Chevy Man will lead that lap. Chevy Man said in pre-race interviews, D, that he wants to win this race. He wants to go back-to-back. They got that 9 car. Here comes Osprey in the 74 looking low on Blue Knight. Looks like Country may be struggling a little bit here, D. It's falling outside the top 5. Blue Knight still battling out on the outside, man. Making a run down the backstretch. Too wide, headed into turn 3, D. They do say that, and the 9 was able to clear the 0 coming out of turn 2 down the backstretch there, retake over that number 1 position. But I tell you what, man, these top 5, 6, 7 drivers here are one, but it's bumper to bumper to bumper, man. They've fallen in line and just riding it out right now, not making any big, bold moves this early in the race. That's very, very good on their behalf. There goes the 7. That might be the 5 car. No, that is the 7. He looked like he was going to make a run on the 88. Fell back in line. Osprey shuffled around on the outside, fell back inside to the 6th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Drivers heading into turn 3 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. SBGH Turn 3 Racing League All-Star Weekend. Now we got another battle for the lead. There goes Chevy headed towards the front. Let's see if we can catch up with that action. Here we go. These guys are proving, D, just exactly why they are considered to be all-stars. These 10 drivers are trying to make their way into the top 6 in points after tonight's race to be able to run the All-Star event tomorrow night for that $100. Oh, 7 car caught the apron off of turn 4. Going down through the grass, D. I don't know if you can catch up with that or not, but tough break for that guy. Big Joe, I believe, in the 7 car. And SBGH 6 moves up to 2nd. LaGuns for life into the outside wall. Oh, a lot of contact between him and Country there. That's one of those racing situations that Country wanted to keep himself out of, and the 1 car got up into the wall there, and Country just had nowhere to go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, race viewers, we want to reiterate that these guys and these cars are driven by real-life folks. Oh! Little contact between the 88 and the 0 puts the 0 down on the apron. He's going to lose a ton of track position here and possibly a couple of spots even. He's going to fall into that 3rd place position there. it looked like to me that Chevy was trying to give that 88 car all the room he could give him, and it's like the 88 just wanted a little more real estate than Chevy could give, and that happens here on these racetracks. As we are following along with this second, third, fourth, and fifth place drivers right now, as the Chevy has caught back up the country. I'd like to think that Chevy will race him a little differently than he did just a few laps ago. These guys are running ×3 wear tonight, D, and they're going to wear out these tires and this Sunoco race fuel pretty quick. And they'll have to pit a couple, 2 or 3 times probably within stage 1. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but I would like to think that there'll be pit stops coming up within about the next 5 or so laps, as the Chevy man does look under sick and is heading his way back to that second place position, getting a push from the 1 car, Lagunge. We do have a driver coming off pit road, and it looks to be SBGH Bill in the 2 car. Oh! Big wreck coming out of turn 2. Teammates. That will bring out a caution, I do believe, D.
Yes, I do believe it. You know, the lucky driver of that one, besides that 88 car, would be the 55, because he was falling back.
Yeah, I think another driver that pays off on that is SBGH Country. He was amidst all that action, but I tell you, one guy that didn't want to see that would be Blue Knight sitting up there in that front, man. He had built himself a little bit of lead with the racing going on behind him, and just had clean racetrack, and that, I'm sure he didn't want to see that caution. It's kind of untimely for him. So these guys are under caution here. We'll see. We'll reset the race in action, D, but heck of a run to start this race. Blue Knight is your leader. It's Chevy Man second, Osprey third, Country 29, SBGH Country in the 0-1 out there. Big Joe in the 7, Cyborg in the 55, Lagunge in the 1, SBGH Sick in the 88, and SBGH Bill. We got teammates, man, hooked up on the outside out there. Maybe these guys can make something happen. Oh, big wreck. Not sure exactly what happened back there, but I see a couple of slow cars. Big Joe might have been involved in that. SBGH Vaughn may have been involved in that. That will bring out our second caution of the night early within stage 1. Do you got a count on how many laps we have left in stage 1 here? For any of you race fans that's tuning in, you might hear another little voice coming from SBGH Roto. That's my youngin sitting here watching these guys race on All-Star Weekend. She's enjoying the racing action and says that these drivers are running very hard.
Oh yeah, they're like really competitive.
Very competitive, she says. So they will open pit road this time by, and we're just having a lot of fun sitting here watching this. Watching these guys battle it out. As these guys, one thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, is my daughter knows that her daddy loves racing and knows how competitive that I am, and knows competitive racing when she sees it. And she watched her Paw and her daddy battle it out. Sideboard's going to stay out, D. That will put him on the front row here. He's playing a little bit of track position.
Change his tires.
I regretted that mistake, but that's okay. Let him move that way. Right now, I do not see the laps left right here.
Get a little bit of pit road action. Osprey beats the field out. He must have only took 2 tires. There goes Blue Knight, Chevy Man. 01 will beat Sick MS Racing and 88 out. Here comes Vaughn. There's a good race off pit road there. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to SBGH Turn 3 Racing League, the Xfinity Series live tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Go ahead. So we're going to get this field readjusted here. It looks like Cyborg may elect to restart on the outside. I'm not sure. We'll try to get back up the front of the field. No. Playing a little bit of track position. We'll see how this holds off. We are on ×3 wear tonight, so these tires wear a little bit quicker. I'd say these drivers will be taking fuel and tires every opportunity they get. I would suspect that most of everybody would go. So these guys are going to be on about 2 or 3 4-lap pressure tires. We'll see if that plays a big difference and plays a big factor in how this restart may go. Caution. That sideboard took him plumb to the line there. So they may be able to make it to the end still. I don't know. I think Cyborg may regret restarting on the outside there. Chevy Man moves into third place, or Country. SBGH Country moves into third. Vaughn looking low on Sick. Oh! Man. That might have been, but I tell you, the guy that didn't come out on the upper end of that was Big Joe. Chevy seems to be struggling. He has fallen towards the back of the pack a little bit, towards the middle of the pack maybe even. Not sure. We're following along with Osprey and the 74 and Blue Knight in the 9. SBGH Country 29 in third. You know, the draft is a big factor into this as well, D. And you get a couple 3 cars lined up, and these guys are thinking long term here. They're thinking points, stage points, and you know, about 15 laps, this stage will be over, and you know, finish top 3 in this stage is going to produce quite a bit of stage points. Oh, Country looking low. I'm not sure what happened. There seems to be a caution out. That will be the third caution of the night. That I wouldn't think that's a stage end, is it? It looks like to be an in-game caution as well, so we'll see how this will restack up the field. Third caution of the night here in stage one. I'll tell you what, that 9 car just did not get a good restart. But nonetheless, go ahead, I'm sorry. He did get her going. But I tell you what, don't look now, but there comes SBGH Country 29 and that 0-1, man. He's putting a lot of pressure all over the back bumper of that 74 of Osprey. He's going to probably, if I know Country, I've raced a lot of races with him, D, and I would say he runs this pretty conservative. And I know he wants that stage win, man. He loves this racetrack. I tell you what, I've became really good friends with Country, and me and him talk quite often. He's putting the pressure all over the back end of that 74 car, man. Country, I believe, and feel like he possibly has a car here to take that position away from Osprey. As Country is getting a little bit of pressure from behind in the 88 car, but I met Country, and I've ran a lot of races with him and became really good friends with him. And the guy is bad fast, and he's someone that I consider pro. He just, you got the NASCAR Heat Pro stuff going on, and there was a lot of shout out to all the drivers that put in for that and attempted to run all those showcase races and all those qualifying races. And Country a little bit loose off the exit there. He did save it though. He will lose a position, but not sure what happened. But he to me, he's just a pro, man. I think we got to get him out of his shell a little bit and get him to be a little bit more aggressive behind the wheel. But nonetheless, I think to me, he's just a pro on and off the racetrack. Chevy looks on the Country, looks on the inside of Sick there. I didn't mean to cut you off, but Country looking to head back towards the front there, and he takes that position away from Sick, SBGH Sick there for third. We got to be winding down the laps here, D. I would say that we're inside with 10 to go, I would think. Three laps to go. Oh, Sick. SBGH Sick had a little bit of help from his partner there, his teammate. 2 laps to go here, folks. Your current leader, I believe, is Blue Knight. Yeah, does Osprey and Country have anything for that 9 car? He got out front early, and there comes Country looking for second. White flag, I believe, this time by. Country looking to take over that second position, wanting them stage points. He's going to have it. He's going to clear second place. There we go. That I believe will be the stage end. No, I think they're still going, D. All right. But stage 1 is in the books, and Blue Knight will be the winner of stage 1, followed by SBGH Country in the 0-1, Osprey in the 74. D, I'm not sure who finished out after that. Chevy Man maybe in the 0, take 4th. Big Joe 5th, maybe. So there's your top 5 for stage 1. Laguns for Life, I believe, might have finished 6th. So,
where did he come from?
yeah, a lot of these guys are just getting some. Yeah, these guys are just getting some seat time in preparation for that last chance qualifier. Because right now, you have Blue Knight, Chevy Man, Country, Osprey, Vaughn, Sick, Big Joe, who all can make it and transfer top 6 in points right now. So green flag is out. Back underway, stage 2 here. I'll tell you what, that 0-1 car is getting some good pushing from his teammate there in the 0 car. Oh, Chevy up into the wall there. We're going to follow this action in the front. This battle for the lead heats up here early in stage 2. Out front, Blue Knight in the 9 car, followed by SBGH Country 29. Battle for thirds heating up as Big Joe, man. He's really came on the last few weeks, and there he is, taking over the 3rd spot from Osprey in the 74. Getting a little bit of help from behind there. And that, oh, somebody got the apron. Yeah, that's going to bring out a caution. I would say. Well, you got 3 red cars out there. You got Big Joe in the 7, Chevy in the 0, and SBGH Vaughn in the 4. Caution number 4. Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't see who it was. I'm going to say it was a 7 car. He's back there in about the 9th position. I'm going to say maybe it was Big Joe in the 7. He's got a little bit of front end damage to that race car. So I'd say all these drivers will. Yes.
Here real soon. Gotta figure out the logistics of it. Driving the drivers to go where to be the final pit and track area. Right now, T3RL is out there.
Country's going to stay out here, D. I don't mean to cut you off, but
No,
fuel
no, no.
strategy being played is yes. Some Sunoco racing fuel. You know, that tells me, well, Country's not typically a guy who plays fuel strategy. He typically takes fuel and tires every chance he gets. But you know what this tells me? It tells me that he likes his car a little bit on the longer run. And that's typically how, when me and him set up cars together and we're putting tunes together for upcoming races, we typically put cars together for longer runs. And that tells me that he likes a car that's a little bit better on the long run side. And I tell you, this track position deal, if he gets a good restart here and he gets some clean air, that may help that car as well. So they're going to wave off the restart and go green next time by, I would assume here. Out front, 0-1 is SBGH Country, followed by on the outside of the restart. On the outside of him will be the one car of Lagunge, Sick MS Racing in third, Blue Knight in fourth, Osprey in fifth. Gotta see which zero, that's zero. Chevy Man in sixth, SBGH Vaughn in seventh. SBGH Bill in the 2 car will be eighth. Big Joe in the 7 car will be ninth, and rounding out the top 10 will be SBGH Cyborg. I'm not sure what's going on with Blue Knight here. He has dropped to the inside of the racetrack. We'll have to monitor that and see what happens. He may be electing to go to the back. Going to be going green here. Chevy takes the green flag. This restart. Caution number, was that caution number 5, D? Yes, that is SBGH Sick in the 88. Country had a really good run off of turn 4 there and put a couple of car links between him and the 88 there. It feels really good to be able to see Country up there leading some laps. I tell you, he drives a lot like I do, very very conservative. He races people the way that he gets raced, and he just absolutely loves this racetrack, and it proves why. I mean, he finished second in stage 1, and he's leading currently here in stage 2. And I would like to think that he'll be a lock to make that top 6 come Sunday. Yeah, I think, D, personally, I feel like the Country's got a really good long-run car. I think he likes his car, those little bit older tires. He's a guy that the slicker it is, the better he is. Man, there's battles all over this. This battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th, 7th, and 8th back here. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, I should say. 7th. 5-car battle back there. We'll head back there to that battle. Sometimes, D, we just go a little bit quiet and just let the race fans enjoy this race in action.
Absolutely, and everybody out there listening to the broadcast to hear me, but you couldn't because I had you muted out. I'm so sorry about that. But as I was saying, it's more impressive the country has a car with that many laps already in the tires and still being able to pull away.
That's just typical country right there. That's how he sets his stuff up. The slicker that things seem to get over the course of a run, the faster he gets. It just seems like. And Chevy's made his way up there to contend for this top spot as well. There he comes. Chevy looking on the inside. Maybe these two teammates will get hooked up. And so, race fans, I apologize. Dee just informed us that you ain't been able to hear me. So, luckily enough for them, Dee, they ain't had to listen to me ramble all night. Chevy's going to take a look on the inside, man. He wants that top position. I thought maybe these two guys would get hooked up and try to put some distance between them. And there comes teammates in the 88 and the 9 car getting up there for a 4-car battle for the lead. Tell you, I'm not sure what happened, but Country, I think those older tires is really starting to play a factor here because he just went from 1st to 5th in just a matter of about a lap and a half. Monitor that situation. I don't know if maybe it got in contact with the wall or. But new leader out front, 0, Bad Fast Motorsports driver Chevy Man, SBGH Chevy Man out front, followed by the 9 car Blue Knight. 3rd, SBGH 6th. 4th, SBGH Big Joe. And 5th will be SBGH Country 29 and that 0-1. Yeah, Chevy's just bad fast, man. I drafted him over to my Cup team and my truck and Xfinity team, and I've got SBGH Vaughn, SBGH Country 29, and SBGH Chevy Man all on my race teams in all 3 series, and I think these guys are absolutely phenomenal. at what they do. Vaughn tends to struggle a little bit here on these types of racetracks, but I like the way I like his mentality and how he approaches things, and I think that I've got a good group of guys that runs for Bad Fast Motorsports, and I don't always run every race. I let these guys get out there and run. And out front, 0, SBGH Chevy man. Chevy and Blue Knight is just kind of falling in line and it's just gapping the field. I kind of thought that's what Country and Chevy would have done. I don't know if those little bit of older tires on that 0-1 car might have been a factor in him losing some track position there, but the 9 and the 0s really put some distance on the field. Yeah, I don't suspect he'll make a move to try to make a pass here at this point in the stage. There comes Lagunge and Chevy man, Country into the pits. Lagunge a little bit of mishap getting on the pit road there. No, this will start our green flag pit stops.
Did I see that right? The number 2 car has retired?
No, he's sitting there on pit road.
Oh, okay. I told him,
There comes the 9 car in for pit stop. Country's back out. You know, we might have the 2 car in a. Might have blown a motor there. Might have missed a shift and blown a motor. Yeah, SBGH Vaughn in the 4 and Osprey in the 74. Getting there. Chevy man is in as well. The 0 car. So this may cycle out here. We'll have to see. This very well could cycle out to put Country as the leader. I think Sick and Knight may very well be 1 and 2 at this point. I think they might have only took 2 tires possibly. And some Sunoco Racing Fuel as Chevy man comes out on the racetrack. Well, I have to see how this plays out here. I'm not real sure. You have to work on that bit of information for us.
Well, right now I have Blue Knight posted as the leader. Sick is
Okay.
0.6 seconds behind the leader. Chevy man is in 3rd. Then we have Country in 4th and Big Joe in 5th.
Yeah, I think those first 2 cars only took 2 tires here, D. They got on and off pit road really, really quick, I feel like.
Which with 15 laps to go in the stage, they might be fine taking out. But Sick goes up into the wall, and now Chevy man has taken 2nd position.
Well, it's hard to say. We'll have to see how this strategy plays out here, D, because they are running on a little bit different tire wear package than what they're used to. The Goodyear brought a little bit different tire package for this particular race for these drivers tonight. So we'll have to watch that telemetry and see if Chevy Man can chase down that 9 car. I think he'll be able to. I think those 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles will. I think it's a track position deal and just trying to get stage points, really, I think, is kind of the game plan there. Yeah, these green flag pit stops, that's pit strategy for you. You know, some guys taking two tires and enough fuel to get to the end. Some guys taking 4. And
we have 12 laps to wrap up this stage.
have you noticed the Chevy making any ground up on the 9 car? I kind of feel like that he is, but I don't know that he's making it up quick enough.
Plate 0.2 of a second the last 2 laps. Like going by the
And how big of a
1.3 seconds right now coming by the start finish line.
So he needs about 5 laps to be able to dwindle this lead. How many laps is left?
I do believe it was 11 to go.
Okay, so he might be able to run him down then. Just doing some quick math. And he picks up 2/10 every. I mean, that 5 laps that'll put him at right around a second, right? So
Looks like he's lost a 1/10 of a second on that last lap with 10 to go.
So we'll have to see how this shakes out. At this point, what you don't want to do is you're sitting comfortably in a position. It looks like Country has caught sick back there for 3rd, but you're sitting comfortably right now in 1st and 2nd for stage points. And what you don't want to do is just overdrive the car and knock yourself out of a really good stage finish here. These stage points really, really matter. And I'll be behind the wheel of the 48 machine tomorrow night for the last chance qualifier. Try to race my way in. The Guns for Life, he'll be in that as well, I'm assuming.
You know, and I do say, I'm going to predict it right now. Mr. Rubber for the win tomorrow. In the last chance qualifier. That's my thoughts. I got to speak it the way I see it.
We'll do what we can, that's for sure. I'm not real fond of this racetrack, and Chevy just driving hard, trying to gain that position. Yeah, he just.
Yeah, but he's losing ground. He's now 2 seconds behind the leader. So he's going the wrong way.
Oh.
So probably at this stage with, I believe, 6 laps to go in this stage here, you just ride along and get that second position and see what you can do in the last 5 stages, right?
Well, you know, Country's moved his way into 3rd. He won the first one, so that'll be a total of 17 points for him. That's going to be some really good stage points. Blue Knight, I'm not sure where he finished in stage 1, but if he wins here, that'll be 10 extra points for him. So
The Chevy man keeps on smacking that wall.
yeah, he's just driving hard, trying to make track position. I do believe, though, that Knight and Chevy, or Knight and Sick took 2 tires on that stop. Because Sick has lost quite a bit of track position.
Right, where it's not really affecting Blue Knight because he's out front. He has all that clean air out in front of him.
Yeah, and he's the two-tire king. Me and him will take 2 tires when nobody else will, and we're notorious for that. And he does a very good job of playing track position. And the key to it is in these races and these cars, when you take 2 tires, you got to really up the wedge, because these fresher right sides with worn left sides typically make the car really imbalanced and really loose. And the key is jacking up the wedge a little bit and tightening it up, but not going too tight. So, and he does a very good job with that. He's very smart behind the wheel. He's very fast.
I'll scroll through a couple drivers so you guys can see where everybody's running. We got Osprey right here. That is out of the top 5. And we got the 0 car of Chevy running second, 3 seconds behind the leader. Then we got Country, which is 6 seconds behind the leader. No, 4.7 seconds behind the leader. And Osprey was 11 seconds behind the leader. And Vaughn is 13.9 seconds behind the leader with 3 laps to go. No, 1 lap to go. Sorry, in stage 2. 1 lap to go. So this one is it. If I can calculate this right, next time by will be the checkered flag for the stage. There's the 9 car. And there it is. Stage 2 is in the books with Blue Knight,
Yes.
Chevy Man, Country, Osprey, and Vaughn rounding out your top 5. Sick, Big Joe, Lagunge for Life, Cyborg, and Kill Bill, as we call him up here in the booth, rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, he must have blown motor. He must have blown that car up there at some point during this race, and we just not seen it. But excellent stage 2. The 9 car comes out on top. Shout out to him for taking that stage win. That'll be some good stage points for him to ensure a transfer spot to that all-star finale come
And
tomorrow
we have
night.
our first lucky
But
dog. That would be SBGH
Cyborg?
Cyborg, yeah. He will get his lap back this time by. See if he's gonna pit. I didn't see that it registered that he pitted, but I don't think it would have. But yeah, he gets the free pass, and we got Blue Knight and Chevy on the first row. Country and Osprey on the second row. And we are green here, and Country is all over the back of Blue Knight. And Chevy's looking to the outside, gets a run on that outside line, did he not?
yeah, he did, but he ain't gonna be able to clear that. You carry so much momentum off the bottom side. This is where it gets really sketchy. Diving down into turn 3 and 4 here. 3 wide. No. Vaughn's go back. Oh, big wreck. Yeah, that's Charlotte racing, man. I tell you, that'll bring out a caution, but But I tell you, that turn 3 entry and turn 4 exit is treacherous. I mean, treacherous here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's so much different to enter than any other racetrack and exit at any other racetrack, in my opinion. And yeah, that'll bring out caution number 6, I believe. So.
Right, it's a manual caution, not an in-game caution. The game did not call a caution. I don't know how it wasn't a caution.
I'm pretty surprised. Pit road will be open, and these guys are going to dive in. Country stays out again. Look at this. Country and Osprey in a 74 stay out again. So Country, that strategy didn't play off. There's still several laps to go, I'm sure, within its final stage. But I'm going to say 100, but a little bit better than 100 laps probably. But Country, 105, yeah. So he must really, really like that race car. He's not made many adjustments on it.
What's the fuel mileage on these cars here in Charlotte?
So there, like I say, SBGH Turn 3 Racing League brought a little bit different package as far as tire, and Goodyear brought a little bit different tire as far as wear, and Sunoco brought they kind of mandated a little bit different of fuel system for this race. So I would say they're getting right around 18-20 laps. Is my guess.
Well, you know, you look at the last time he did that, he dropped out, but he ended up getting 3 laps, 2-3 laps earlier, but he ended up making some time up on people, so he must have liked what he seen when he left out of my country. He must have liked the way it played out, and he could possibly see how it wins if the caution don't come out, because once the caution comes out, that throws the monkey in the wrench, right?
That'll throw any fuel strategy race out of the window. I mean, that's, you try to play the fuel strategy game in the hopes of this race goes green, and you get caught sitting in the 5th, 6th position, and a caution comes out trying to place fuel strategy. That could really hurt things. So, and you may even get caught a lap down even.
As they go down the back straightaway, getting ready to go.
D, how about we do a crank it up?
Absolutely.
How about we crank it up for this restart?
I love cranking it up.
Race fans, if you're sitting at home watching this race, go ahead and crank that volume up on your TV. We're getting ready to go restart after caution number 6. Current leader, SBGH Country, restarting from the front position. Outside of him, Big Osprey in the 74, Sick in the 88, Blue Knight in the 9, Lagunge in the 1, Chevy Man in the 0, SBGH Vaughn in the 4, 55 Cyborg, and Big Joe in the 7. Crank it up, Big D, crank it up. As Country was able to make that outside work coming off of turn 2, headed down the backstretch and clear SBGH Sick on that front position. What a battle we have here for the lead. SBGH Country 29 in that 0-1, SBGH Sick in 88, followed by Osprey in the 74 in 3rd, Lagunge for Life in the 1 in 4th. Blue Knight takes that position, now moved to 4th. Lagunge in 5th, Chevy Man, I believe, in 6th. That is Vaughn. Chevy Man struggling a little bit here, D.
Yes, I see that.
Maybe went the wrong way on a adjustment, maybe. I'm not sure. He'll get that car worked out.
I don't know, but if you see Sick, it's all over the back of Country.
No, he just caught the apron, D.
He got a little push from Osprey, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looked like to me the 88 might have caught the apron there, and that gives Country a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, that always treats got to know the way the draft works. They are going to suck back up to you. Are you going to be able to? I mean, right now he's driving in his rearview mirror more than he's driving out of his front window, the windshield. You know, that always, as a driver, always freaks me out.
There's been a lot of situations I've been in that position, and you know, from my standpoint, it don't really bother me all that much. I don't really let it get in my head. If you let it get in your head, yeah, you'll miss your marks, and you won't be running consistent laps, and you just try to, as a driver, try to put that behind you. But yeah, I would say right now he's window watching, he's mirror watching to see if that 88.9 is going to hook up and run him down. Chevy man has worked his way into the 4th position, and he's trying to gain ground on the 2nd and 3rd place cars here. Not surprised to see, though, that 0-1 out there leading laps after the stages he's had. He's been consistent and fast all race long, and I could tell you, I would suspect that he'll make the top 6 for the first ever SBGH T3RL Racing League All-Star Racing event. $100 total to win Microsoft money tomorrow night. $50 going to our race winner. 30 for 2nd, 20 for 3rd. You can check all the racing action. Check out all the racing action on our YouTube channel live at Shatterbone Game Hosting. You can check us out on the World Wide Web, as I like to call it. It's SBG Hostings with an S.com. It's SBGHOSTINGS.com. We're going to have some new content coming soon on our website. You'll be able to go on there and get digital download content for your Microsoft needs. The 9 car has run down that 801 country. He's looking low. He's just want to go straight to the front here. He's not gonna. Again, is that fuel strategy? Is those 2 or 3 laps playing that big of a difference on this 0-1 car right now? Do you think? I mean.
Well, you know, I mean, what I'm thinking is right now you're going to see him drop off a little bit. But, I mean, I think he made a mistake last time of doing something that we didn't see. And I think he's going to correct that mistake. And his theory is to pit early, 2 laps before everybody else, and come out with even more of a dominant lead. Call me a crew chief, but watch this happen. Watch it unfold. The sick gets into the wall a little bit there. Because he is still holding strong to that first position. I know, actually, he lost the first position, didn't he? Oops, sorry.
Yeah, but he's still making that high side work and fending off 88 and 0. But there comes Chevy Man and 0 making a run on the 88 as they head down into turn 3. Let's see if Chevy can carry that momentum off of the corner here. And he will be able to clear SBGH second at 88 there and take over the 3rd position. So out front, Blue Knight in the 9 machine, SBGH Country in the 0-1, Chevy in the 0, and SBGH 2nd 88. Top 4, Chevy looks low on Country. Hey, Chevy fell back in line there. He might be trying to get hooked up with Country in that 0-1 and maybe trying to make a run at catching that 9 car maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Looks like Chevy has a little bit better car than Country.
Yeah, so we'll do at the end of tonight's Xfinity Series race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we will go straight into driver interviews. And once we complete driver interviews, we will move straight into a very special race hub. We talk about the racing action from the Truck Series last night to the racing action we're seeing now. This country has fallen to the 4th position here, D. And we'll give an announcement during that race hub of the top 6 drivers that will transfer to our very first all-star race.
And as it does look, the 01 is coming in for his pits. We'll keep it right here with Country as he makes his way down pit lane.
All part of that fuel strategy, I'm assuming.
Right, which makes your leader Blue Knight at 1.9 seconds over Chevy Man. Sick is 1 second, 1.4 second. Oh, Blue Knight is in. And Chevy will be in this next time by.
Yeah, I bet they don't take two tires of fuel here. I bet this is a 4-tire stop.
No, and just in, Chevy has ran his tank all the way down to not dry, but almost bone dry. Like it was fumes when he came in.
Yeah, these guys, that's what these guys are going to do. They're going to run these cars down as much. They're going to push them as close as they can to get towards the end of this race with as less stops as they can make. But there comes Country. Let's see where he plays out here in this.
And Chevy is taking all 4 tires. 2 cans of fuel.
We just got word from the race officials that SBGH Vaughn has blown a motor. That sucks for him. He finished 5th, I believe, there in stage 2, and looked like he had a pretty good car going and making a push to make this top 6 for the All-Star event come Sunday night.
Absolutely.
Get him up in here in the booth with us. And
I'm sorry, but I was going to say, I do believe we have 82 laps to go in this race.
we'll get SBGH Vaughn to join us here. He is a driver for me on Bad Fast Motorsports, drives the 4-car in the Xfinity Series, and we'll get him up in the booth here. And oh, sick. Looked like he caught the apron. As did Country, trying to avoid big wreck. The 7 and the 1 and the 88 all involved into that.
And that does bring out a caution.
Yeah, caution number 7 tonight, folks. So, we'll reset the field here.
80 laps to go.
We're going to get Vaughn up here in the booth with us and chit-chat with him a little bit. Yeah, it looks like he's still trying to, the crew's still trying to get his headset to kick on there. He seems to be having a little bit of issue with that. So.
Well, I can fully feel that frustration. You know, sometimes audio don't work the way you think it should work, and it has a mind of its own, as we are green. And Chevy's on the outside, Blue Knight is on the inside. Country is in the second row on the inside, and Osprey is on the outside of the second row. As they get ready to go into turn 3, we're just going to have to see, is it the inside line or outside line? It does look like Knight is down there by himself, but we'll just have to see how this all plays out. You know, call me close, but it does look like Chevy has a car that's going to be up there at the end. It seems like the more laps he runs with this, the faster that automobile goes. Or I should call it a stock car, whatever.
There he goes, looking to the inside. If you'll send Cyborg or Vaughn an invite, see if we can get him up here in the booth with us, as we do have a battle for the lead.
Absolutely.
Chevy man has taken over the top spot here, D.
There you go. We'll see if that one.
Star Country's going to try to make a run on the inside here with his teammate in the 0 car.
Country's now looking to take that second position.
Yeah, but that 9 car, he's got a really good car on the outside. I watched earlier in the race even, and that car would carry a lot of momentum and speed off of that high side. Country still hasn't cleared him, and we've got a 3-car battle for the lead. Actually, we've got about a 6-car battle for the lead here, guys. And this has been some great racing.
Sometimes there's a point in a race where you just have to be quiet. Kind of just watch it unfold and let the viewers enjoy the race. And this is an exciting battle that's happening for the first 3 drivers up.
It's definitely making it interesting up here for us to making it interesting for us to call this race, that's for sure. These drivers continue to battle. First, second, third. They really put a lot of distance on that next pack. Out front, Chevy man. Blue Knight Country 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's almost looked like Blue Knight is just waiting for the opportunity to make the pass. Where Country's kind of like sizing up to the outside, to the inside, and just kind of lingering back there waiting to see what these top two drivers are going to do.
Yeah, but if you're Country, you don't want to lose the draft of these front two cars. These front two cars get hooked up. We've seen it earlier in the race. These front two cars get hooked up, man. They can really drive away and put a lot of distance between them and the rest of the field.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, I don't think he's quite lost it yet, but he's on the verge of getting outside of that air window, right? Oh, and Country slides right along the wall. That's not good. You see the sparks flying on that one. That Blue Knight looks to the outside. And they're just slicing and dicing up here for 1 and 2 position. And if you're Country, that's what you want to see. You want to see these guys fighting side by side so you can get the momentum to get back up there.
Yeah, you're going to need you're going to need Knight to start making a race on Chevy here. Try to get back into that draft. It looks like he may have, and there goes Knight looking on the inside now. So let's see if Country's able to gain some position here. Oh, Chevy's high into the wall. And we do have a new leader, folks. Blue Knight in the 9 car.
As we have 63 laps to go in this race. That time by.
That 0 and 0-1 seem to be losing a little bit of ground on that 9 car. He's been able to put a little bit of distance between these two guys here.
All right, look at who's right back up in the midst of things. That's what Chevy Man needed. He needed Country to catch him so they could draft and get a run on that 9 car Blue Knight. As we'll have to see how this all unfolds with 59 laps to go in this race. Which just in, that Chevy Man has set an all-time record, personal record at this track today at a 29.787. As Blue Knight is 0.6 tenths of a second over Chevy, and then Country is 0.2 tenths of a second behind Chevy. Chevy has really used up some fuel because it does look like here in the next lap he is going to have to come in for some fuel. I don't know. I mean, I was looking at it. Last time he did get 2 cans of fuel in, but it seems like he's going to be the first one to head down pit row out of these leaders, as he is getting ready to dive in right now. Oh, no, he stays out, and Blue Knight goes in. So
Yeah,
Blue
him and
Knight,
Country both stayed out.
he must think he has one more lap of fuel, but like you stated earlier, that these drivers are going to stay out the very longest as they possibly can. And it does look like he's going to be taking his lap at 144 out. Oh, and Chevy gets smacked by Country. And it does not look like, oh, what an unfortunate event. He missed pit row because he got smacked by Country.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. I was on pit road with Blue Knight switching through, and that's a heartbreaker.
But he did spin around, and he just went back to the pit lane, and he was able to enter the pits that way. So he did not have to go all the way around. But he did lose valuable time, probably at least 10 seconds, because he got hit by Country entering into the pits. You know, that's one of the problems of running your fuel down that far. He could have had no power to be able to control that car getting it slowed down, you know?
Yeah, we'll have to work that out come towards the end of the race here and kind of see what happened there. But I'll tell you what, that Blue Knight does a very good job. I don't know how he does it, but he does a very good job of getting on and off pit road a lot faster than everybody else.
And it does look like after all that, and no, they are only getting 18 laps of fuel out of these cars right now. It does look like he has dropped back to 6th position. And we're talking about Chevy, man. As we're riding along with the leader right now that has a dominant lead.
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking, and something that these drivers may not know is with SBGH Vaughn having a blown motor and having to park his ride, you can almost say the 6 drivers that is a lock for tomorrow's SBGH Turn 3 Racing League All-Star Race will be Blue Knight, Chevy, Country, Sick, Big Joe. There's 5 of them. I'm missing one. I'm not sure who it might be. Osprey. I believe that will be the 6th that will make that. Yes, unofficially. We'll make that announcement later on here tonight on a very special race hub. Going to be a stacked house for that last chance qualifier race, though. I know I'm entering. Vaughn very well may have to enter that race as well. SBGH Beal. Lagunge. Check your 6. A lot of names there.
It does look like our 55 car is having a problem. He is on the infield
I'm sure he's very frustrated with that.
I imagine, maybe I gave him the broadcast curse. I don't know. And that's some of the race ethics that we have here at SBGH. You stick it to the end. As we're going to go in car camera till Chevy man running 7th position, 3.9 seconds behind Osprey. Leader.
Yeah, things has kind of calmed down and feels just kind of settled out here. So they're going to have to make at least 2 more stops, right? Get to the end of this race. And
right, which I do believe if I was Chevy, I'd be going 2 tires. 2 outside tires this time by, 2 inside tires next time by, and see if I can make up that 15 seconds that I'm behind the leader. Yeah, because he's going to have to try to do something unless the caution comes out. That's the other way to play it. 42 laps to go, they get about 18 laps per tank. So 36, 2 more laps, 2 more. Don't stop shooting, 2 and 2 and 3. Because they're at the end of this cycle, so yeah, 2 more should be good. As there is just nobody around the number 9 car right now. 42 laps to go this time by.
yeah, so they'll have to get inside the fuel window here on this run here to be able to make it 1, 2 more stops. So at least 2 more rounds of green flag pit stops to be made, or if there's a caution, that could make a difference. D, I'm going to take a step away from the booth here for just a few.
Absolutely. guys, we're going to go back up to your leader and we're going to go through the field. Here's country. And the old one comes up to get my country. See if we can get a running order in on him, as Osprey is 5th, and it does look like they got about 2 more laps before they have to pit, and Big Joe is in front of Osprey in 4th position, so that would put Country in 3rd. Oh, and as we go in, oh, he almost hits it, but he's able to save it. Did you see that? That was amazing driving by Country. His Country is in. Sick is still out there. The number 7 car is in. So is the 1 car. It does look like they are all pitting, but Chevy Man is still out there in the lead position. See if he can get some position before he comes in, but he is going to have to come in. We'll keep it right here with Chevy to see what happens. See if he's going to come in this time by. Oh, and he slides it, but he's able to get down there. As the number 9 car is back out on the track. And we look at the bottom part, you see now he changes off 4 tires. I do believe that does put you leader back up to be Blue Knight. As Chevy Man is out. That puts it 34 laps to the finish of this race as we're riding along with our leader. That would be Blue Knight. as we have 31 laps to go in this race, right along with Blue Knight, as it looks like he is catching lap traffic, which would have to be 17. Obviously, when he gets a little bit closer. But does look like Chevy is catching off Osprey as we're riding right here, following along with the number 9 car, which is Blue Knight. Oh, and he smacks the wall a little bit. As he runs up on the number 7 car. So as it does look like Chevy is catching Osprey, it does look like the number 9 car passed the 7 car. We'll just have to see how this all plays out. As we are riding along Sick Man and Osprey and watching Chevy Man try to catch him as he's gaining about 0.2 of a second every lap on him. And as we are getting reports that Cyborg has one motor and is now joining us in the booth. How you doing today, Cyborg?
Ah, just peachy keen.
Peachy Key.
Just, yeah, pretty keen. I'll tell you what, though, I gotta do a big shout out, even though I do kind of bag on the oval racing and this and that. It's all about turn left, but I'll tell you what, these guys are a bundle of talent.
Absolutely.
It's not easy to do. So,
Couple different times. You know, DT, right? You know, you got thrown in the
yeah.
car at the very last minute, and you did it. You
I'm
made a
good.
hell of an effort, and we had fun watching you there, Cyborg.
Oh, it's, yeah, definitely difficult. I mean, you know, but I tell you what, these guys got some fast speeds, and it's definitely difficult to keep up with these fast boys, but, you know, doing a hell of a job out there. Doing a magnificent job out there.
That way you can come back in and watch with us as we have 22
All right.
laps to go in the race. And right now,
Plus, I have my.
we're watching Chevy,
Go
which
ahead.
is having rough times in itself. He got spun out by Country entering the pits and ended up going 15 seconds down to the leader. And he is caught sick and Osprey. And he's about ready to pass sixth position. As I do believe Knight is your leader here with 21 laps to go. And Roto ended
Plus
up
my,
having to step away from the mic for a second, so he will be back.
I was wondering. Yeah, well, that's my static nerve just had to start messing up. That had a lot to do with my driving.
Right?
Oh, yeah. excuse me, definitely a good experience though. Definitely a good experience.
Right, you know, right now is the
Some,
time where that
something out of my
racer,
comfort
he's
zone.
coming out going, I want to be in there, I want to play. But, you know, we're having fun up here in the booth, and we're watching Sick Man, or we're watching Chevy Man right now. Well, right now we're on Blue Knight, but I'm watching Chevy Man trying to catch Offspree as I stand over them, and over to 74 car. As Chevy is running him down, but I don't think Chevy's going to have enough to catch the leader, as he is 17.9 seconds behind the leader, but he's still trying to get every position to get that finish. You know, and unofficially,
Oh yeah.
we do have 5 out of 6 drivers locked in right now, but that's unofficial, and Roto, we're going to do a race up tonight and announce the people that have made it and do a little bit of talking about some of the racing that we've seen, and you can tune into that after the race, probably give us 15-20 minutes after the race, and we're going to do a race up. So for you viewers that
Nice.
want to catch up on all the action, there you have it. As we're going by, 18 laps to go. Now they are in that final pit window to make one more pit to the end of this race. Because that was one thing I wasn't aware of until the race started, that we are running 3 times the fuel wear. They brought a different tire to this track today, so that would definitely make sense of why
Oh, yeah.
Offspree is in for the pits, and that puts Country is in second. I believe Blue Knight is still in first. Country in second. And Sick in third. That brings Country's coming in. So that puts Chevy Man up into the first or second position. The Guns for Life is now taking over the lead. So as they go through the green flag pits, we're going to keep it here with the Guns for Life in the one car. As Chevy Man is in, he's going to be taking 2 tires and 4 cans of fuel. Or, stop. I tried to say that earlier, and I bipped it. I wasn't even trying to say it. I said I was kind of...
4 tires and 2 cans of fuel?
Yeah. 2 cans of tires
I
and
do it
4
all the
cans
time.
of fuel. But in any case, Chevy Man is in for his pits, as we're going to jump around here and see if we can't find the leader. As we're back here with the number 9 car, I do believe is your leader right now, as Chevy is on his way out of the pits. I do believe he was the last one that had to take a pit, and Chevy has made his way up to 5th. He is back to 6th as he gets past my Sick Man, and now 7th as he gets past my Osprey, but he has made up some time on them, because he is right on Osprey's bumper Chevy. As we're following along with the number 9 car, Blue Knight. What a talented driver we have here, as we have 14 laps to go in this race. Unofficially right now, I do believe your leader is Blue Knight, and the Guns for Life is second, Country is third. That brings Big Joe to fourth, Sick Man fifth, Osprey sixth, and Chevy seventh, and that is your drivers on the lead lap. Were you able to get in and are you watching?
No, I did not. You're good though.
Oh, okay.
By the time I loaded up in that, I ended up exiting out of the game.
Right.
Oh,
As we have 12 laps to go. Riding along here with Osprey and Sick Man. As these three have been battling for the last 30 laps for that number 5 position. We'll have to see how that all turns out.
right.
As I scroll up here, let's try to find. I got Country right here beside me, going around me round as he's going down the back straightaway all by himself. Osprey, the number 1 car, and that number 1 car will be. Well, it wasn't the 1 car, it was the 7 car. I believe 7 car is Big Joe.
Yes, it is.
As the guns for life is right here, and that puts us back up to Osprey, or no. There he is, Blue Knight. And this time by, we will have
About 9 to go.
9 to go. We have 5 cautions, 6 cautions in the books for tonight's race. Couple big ones, couple small ones. Here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This number 9 car has just been dominant.
Yeah, he is. He come rocketed by me like he had a nitrous package earlier. He come zipping by me. He's like, jeez.
So you get a chance to try the last chance qualifying race tomorrow, or was that enough?
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'll have to see how that pans out. I just really didn't get enough drive time in and get acclimated with it.
Right.
So we'll have to see if I'm eligible for the last chance qualifier. Do a little practice time there, but no, it was a good time. It was a lot of fun. A good learning curve. I mean, I definitely out of my comfort zone
Oh,
when
and
it comes to
Jimmy
racing.
hits the wall. But
We're
it
talking
does-
about Blue Knight earlier. I tell you what, he might be bad fast, but I tell you what, he is so calm and collected in the cockpit. The guy is so relaxed.
Right.
You know, these guys out here just running their laps. You know, I give a lot of credit to these guys. You know, it's you think it's easy just to turn left, and it's really not. It's definitely a different experience. You know, I mean, I'm being a road course racer and running over the ovals. It's definitely something that's really out of my comfort zone, but I did have fun. It's just something really different. But I tell you what, these guys are very talented out here. Trying to figure out how they can lay down such quick laps. But I'm sure they think about the same thing when they come over the road course. So, but a lot of prestige on the line here with Charlotte.
Right, and as we're sitting here watching the 5th, 6th, and 7th place car, as Chevy is caught sick, see if he can't make a pass on him. As they go down the back straightaway, getting ready to go into turn 3 and 4. Yeah, this Charlotte's a unique track as it is because that last little bend in turn 4, gosh, screws a lot of people up. As we do have 2 laps to go this time by, or 3 laps to go, after 2 after this time by, and see if Chevy can't pull out a couple positions, see if he can't take sick as he looks to the inside of him and They go by the start finish line with 2 laps to go. As we're gonna keep it here for one more lap and then we'll find our leader. Oh, and Chevy gets a heck of a run on sick, going to the white flag side by side with Sick Man Racing with 1 lap to go. And it does look like he's going to take him. And now he has his sights on 5th position, which would be Osprey. As let's see if we can't jump up here and find our leader, as our leader has finished the start finish line. So this race is officially over with the Guns for Life is the one that was leading that race. I'm sorry. I thought it was Blue Knight. But it's not. It's the Guns for Life, Blue Knight, and Big Joe is the top 3. Country, Osprey, Chevy is the next 3 at 4th, 5th, and 6th. Sick Man is in 7th. And then Vaughn, Cyborg, and Bill all had blown motors today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As stay tuned for post-race interviews with your top 3 drivers. And we're going to jump over to that other party. You're going to follow over there and do interviews with me, Cyborg? Did you hear me, Cyborg? Okay. Was Cyborg. I think our chat parties went down because I can't get anybody. Okay.
Is the race over, guys?
The race just finished and
Not sure.
Cyborg was here.
I think it is.
I think our
I don't know
chat
where D
party.
went.
I'm right here. Can you hear me now?
All right, I'll bounce.
Yeah, you are.
I was telling you I'm going to head over to that other party, but apparently my mic
All right.
wanted to shut up. But everybody out there on the live stream heard me, so I'm like, Cyborg,
That's where we'll go.
Let's jump over there.
All right.
Laguns first, Blue Knight second, and Big Joe was third.
All right.
Chevy, whenever you get those points done up, just send those to me if you would. Let D take care of post-race interviews.
Okay, so not seeing my normal bars. So can somebody say something?
Something.
Hi.
Yo, yo, yo.
Knock knock. Who's there?
These nuts.
Jamote. Jamote who? Jamote your mother.
Oof.
Yeah, see, I'm not getting any audio from you guys. Although everybody can hear me. Let's see.
Yeah, somebody said in the messenger that they were having trouble with the stream.
There, now I got everybody. There it is. No, OBS. Anyway, we're gonna do this. I do believe I got audio back up. So we had the winner of the race was the Guns for Life, second place Blue Knight, and third place Big Joe. So Big Joe, you got a copy?
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
So how was your race today, and how were you able to pull out a third place finish?
Struggled the first two stages. Never really got a long enough run to get it dialed in. Finally got it dialed in that final stage there after that second pit stop, but still wasn't enough for the Gunge up there. Big congrats to him, and hopefully we'll see him in the race tomorrow night.
All right, well, congratulations on a third place finish. And let's go ahead and go over to the second place driver, Blue Knight. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So it looked like you had a pretty dominant car. Can you tell us how you got through the race and what you did to finish second place?
Yeah, man. We had that car pretty hooked up all race long. Had a really good setup in it thanks to MSR team, man. These guys are awesome. Pleasure to drive for them. But I mean, we just had the car hooked right up. Really didn't have to make much adjustments all race long. Just one mistake coming to pit road during green flag pit stops kind of cycled us behind. But we still managed to rally for a second place, and I think so far through the two nights we've ran either first or second in all the stages. So I'm pretty happy with the results. Hopefully we'll move on to tomorrow and see what we got in the Cup car for the All-Star.
There you go. Well, it was a very enjoyable race to watch, even if there was that big one that happened. Congratulations on P2 position. Always a pleasure watching all you guys run, and we're going to go over to our winner, Lagunge for Life. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you, D.
Yeah, it seemed like you were like a sleeper in tonight's race because we really didn't talk much about you, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're right. You're leading the race with 30, 40 laps to go, and you pretty much, I mean, don't quote me because our telemetry was a little messed up tonight, and but at the end of it, you were in P1 position. Can you tell us what strategy you got to get you to win this race today?
Yeah, certainly. I think the first two stages, our car was a bit too tight to handle with the leaders. For the majority of the night, I think we were about a fifth place car, maybe sixth place. But that third stage, that car really came to life. We got it loosened up to the point where we could drive up there and at least catch country up there. I don't think I would have had anything for for Blue Knight, I think he was the dominant guy tonight, by far, the class of the field. But I think he had some pit row miscues, but yeah, otherwise a really good night for MSR. Got some really good runs going tonight, and it was a really good night for us. And we'll go to tomorrow in the last chance race to see if we can win it.
Well, absolutely. And, talking about that, this is race 2 of the All-Star race. So tomorrow, well, a little bit later on today, like in about 15-20 minutes, we're going to do a race hub. And when the officials tally up who the 6 drivers are that made it in there, will be announced probably through the messenger. And we're going to announce that in the race hub we're going to do here shortly. And there again, I wanted to congratulate each and every one of you drivers. It was very fun watching, very clean racing, with some excitement and some wrecks, little mishaps going on to, the pit road, and you can definitely tell that the Firestone brought a different tire because it looks like those tires were wearing out really quick tonight. And that being said, that is all I pretty much have for this, and I'm going to turn it over to Roto. If Roto is available to give his last shout-outs and information he wants to portray, and we will see you on Race Hub coming in about 15-20 minutes. Over to you, Roto.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting on the officials to send me the info for the announcement to come here in just a little bit during our special edition Race Hub. So if you want to, D, we'll just move right over to Race Hub, and Country's going to host. So if you want to, we'll just move right over to Race Hub. We'll just give you time to shut things down and get things brought up for that, and then we'll see everybody tomorrow night for the All-Star event. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a real good show, I think. So the last chance qualifier will be ran first, and then we'll move on to the All-Star event. So we'll see everybody here in just a few as we put on a special edition Race Hub hosted by SBGH Country 29. That's all I got, D.
Then our all famous words of see ya.
Y'all gonna put